Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 maths and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability. And the lessons we're going to cover today are identify independent and dependent events, probability of simple events, probability of opposite mutually exclusive and overlapping events, and make predictions. So let's just start with the first lesson. Okay, let's just start with the first lesson, identify independent and dependent events. So let's just start with the first example. Students in a composition class may select certain topics on which to write an essay. Repeats are allowed, and they do not need to inform the teacher of their choice prior to the due date of the essay. Are these two events independent or dependent? So basically you have two events. Students in a composition class may select certain topics on which to write an essay. Repeats are allowed, and they do not need to inform the teacher of their choice prior to the due date of the essay. So you need to see if these two events are dependent or independent. So both the events are independent. Got it? Because you can select any topic and you can write down the essay. So the outcome of the first event does not affect the second one. So the events are independent. Two events are independent if the outcome of the first event does not affect the outcome of the second event. So the two events are independent. Since repeats are allowed and the students do not have to declare the choices, so their selection will not influence each other. Got it? Because the repetitions are allowed. So that means they are the independent event. If the case repetitions are not allowed, then they would be dependent event. So in this case, repetitions are allowed, so they are the independent event. Okay, Scarlett picks a card at random. Without putting the card back, she picks a second card at random. So are these two events dependent or independent? So for the first time when she is picking the card, she have 8 choices. But she didn't put the card back. Now he is putting the card second time. She has now 7 cards. Got it? So for the second time, he has second card 7 cards. That means they are dependent event. Got it? Because the outcomes of the first event is influence the outcome of the second event, affects the outcome of the second event. Got it? It wouldn't be the same for the second time, so that means they are the dependent event. Let's just start with the practice question. Okay, Relay pick a card at random. Without putting the card back, she picks a second card at random. Are these two events dependent or independent? Just look at the outcomes for the first and second time. For the first time, she has 3 cards. She picks one card. Let's suppose blue one. She didn't put it back. Now for the second time, she have just 2 options. Got it? So the outcome of the first event influenced the outcome of the second event. Got it? That means they are the dependent event. Got it? If the outcomes remains the same, they are independent. But they are the dependent because for the first time, she have 3 outcomes. For the second time, she have now 2 outcomes. So they are the dependent event. Okay, Lester and David need to schedule appointments with the same doctor. Lester calls in the morning and picks one of the open appointment times. In the afternoon, David calls for to schedule one of the remaining appointment times. Are these two even dependent or independent? So, which is the correct option? They are dependent because David couldn't make the appointment on the same time Lester did. Got it? So that means they are the dependent events. Now David have David don't schedule the appointment on the same time. Lister have, so they are the dependent events. Got it? Pamela asks a classmate to be her partner for a class project and he agrees to work with her. Next, her friend Regan picks a partner too. Are these two events dependent or independent? So which is the correct option? Yes, they are the dependent event because the partner Pamela picks, Regan didn't pick the same partner. So it would be the dependent event. Kindy picks a card at random and put it back, then picks another card at random. Are these two even dependent or independent? So for the first time, she has six outcomes. The total cards are six. So she picked a card and then put back. For the second time, she again have six cards. So that means they are the independent events. Got it? They are the independent events. Colin and Yoshi go to the library to check out books for a book report. Are these two events dependent or independent? They are the dependent events because the book Colin get you she didn't get the same book, so it would be the dependent event. Students in a composition class may select certain topics on which to write an essay. Repeats are allowed and they do not need to inform the teacher of their choice prior to the due date of the essay. Are these two events dependent or independent? They are the independent events because repetitions are allowed. So they are the independent events. If two students have the same essay, it doesn't matter. Got it? So it would be independent events. Aaron picks a marble at random, puts it back, and then put another marble at random. Are these two events dependent or independent? So which is the correct option? She picked a marble and then put back. For the first time, she have eight options to select the marble, and for the second time, she again have eight options. Got it? Both the times she have the same options. That means they are the independent events. Without looking, Tom chooses a colored marble from a fixed pack of marbles. Write down the color and return it to the bag. Then he draws another marble without looking. Are these two even dependent or independent? Which is the correct option? They are the independent events because he the first time he chooses a marble, then put back, and then she chooses another one. So she have the same options as the first time. So it would be independent events. Venus family just bought a variety of pack of cereals that contain one serving of each type of cereal. Venus picks a cereal to have for breakfast and then his brother picks one. Are these two events dependent or independent? They are the dependent variables because they have one serving of each type of cereal. So the one Venus selected, her brother didn't select the same one. Got it? So that means they are the dependent events. Got it? Reagan and Colin take turns rolling a die to see who will get to use the family's shared computer. Reagan rolls first, then Colin rolls. Are these even dependent or independent? They are independent. Dice and spinners are always the independent events. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is probability of simple events. Okay, how do we calculate the probability of simple events? You spin the spinner once. What is the probability of red? Okay, just see how many portions are red. Two of them are red. And the totals are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. That means probability of getting red is 2 out of 8. The total sections are 8, and out of the 8 just 2 of them are red. That means the probability of getting red is 2 out of 8. It would be 2 over 8. Just convert the answer into percentage form. You have to write the answer in the percentage. It would be, you need to divide 2 by 8, multiply it by 100. It would be 25%. Got it? That means the probability of getting red is 25%. Okay, in a 14 sheet package of construction paper, there are four red sheets. You need to calculate the probability of red. So the total sheets are 14. Out of 14, 4 are red. So it would be then 4 over 14. So then probability of getting red is 2 by 7. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you pick a card at random. What is the probability of getting 6? So which is the correct option? 1/7 or 1/4? Which is the correct option? Please write the answer in the chat box. You have total 4 cards and just one is 6. It would be then probability of 6 is 1 out of 4. So it would be the second option. Second option is the correct one. Okay, you pick a marble at random. What is the probability of getting yellow? You have total marbles are 5. Just one of them is yellow. So the probability of yellow is 1 by 5. You need to write down the answer as percentage form. So just multiply it with the 100. The correct option is 20%. 1 out divided by 5 times 100 makes 20%. So the correct option is 20%. Alice's book collection contained 18 books, including 4 science fiction novels. If Alice randomly select a book to read, what is the probability that it will be a science fiction novel? So you have total 4. Total books are 18, and out of the 18, 4 of them are science. So it would be 4 over 18. The probability of getting science fiction novel is 4 over 18, and you have to divide them by a common factor. You can divide them by 2. It would be then 2 over 9. The correct option is 2 over 9. There are 12 tables at a wedding reception, 2 of which have yellow centerpieces. What is the probability that a randomly selected table will have a yellow centerpiece? So which is the correct option? The probability of yellow is 2 out of 12. It would be 2 over 12. So when you divide them by a common factor, it would be, the correct option is 1 over 6. It would be probability of yellow is 1 by 6. In a class of 14 children, 4 of them speak primarily Chinese at home. What is the probability of a randomly selected child speaks primarily Chinese at home? So the probability of Chinese is, it would be 4 over 14. Got it? And when you divide them by a common factor, it would be 2 over 7. The correct option is 2 over 7. Okay, you pick a card at random. What is the probability of getting brown? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 8 out of 9, because the total cards are 8, and total cards are 9, and out of the 9, 8 of them are brown. Okay, the next one is you flip a coin. What is the probability of getting tails? You have to write down the answer in the percentage, which is the correct option. Whenever you flip a coin, you have two options, either head or tail. Got it? So that means you have 50% of getting tail and 50% of getting head. So it would be 50%. What you roll a six-sided die, what is the probability of getting 5? So you have in a dice, you have total 6 options. Got it? And all of them are on ones, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have on the die 5 appear just once. So it would be 1 out of 6. The correct option is 1 out of 6. Okay, the next one is you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of getting 4? The spinner has total 4. The spinner has total 4 portions. Got it? And you have, it would be 25% chance that you get probability of you get 4. Got it? Because you have total 4 portions. So it would be 25% chance that would be land on 25% is the correct option. You spin the spinner once. What is the probability of red? Write your answer as a percentage. So which is the correct option? Two of them are red. So you have to do 2 over 8. Got it? And 2 over 8 is when you divide it into, you need to multiply it to the 100. So it would be, yes, that would be 25%. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. And the next lesson is probability of opposites mutually exclusive and overlapping events. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of 7 or greater than 4? Okay, let's just see probability of 7. Greater than 4 is you have three numbers that are greater than 4. They are 5, 6, and 7. So that means the probability of getting 7 is 1, and probability of getting greater than 4 is 3, 5, 6, 7. It would be 3 over 4. Got it? So when you convert the answer to the percentage, it would be 75%. Got it? Okay, the next one is you flip a coin. What is the probability of getting not heads? So not head mean tail. So the probability of getting tail is, I just explained the on the tail with the coin, you just have flipping a coin, just have two outcomes, head or tail. So if you are not getting not head means you are getting tail. So probability of getting tail is 50% or 1 by 2. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of yellow or blue? So yellow, you have two of the portions are yellow, and one, two, three, four, five of them are blue. So the getting both of 5 and 2, 7 it would be, and the total portions are 9. So it would be 7 over 9. Got it? Or means either yellow or either blue. Got it? So you have to write down the probability of both. Probability of blue is 5 and probability of yellow is 2. Got it? So 5 plus 2 makes 7. Like out of the 9, you have 7 options. Either you get yellow or either you get blue. So it would be 7 over 9. Just uh, think of them logically. Got it? Just look at the next one. You pick a card at random. Probability of getting 6 or even. So just one of the card is 6. And even, you have two options even, 5 and 7. Got it? That means 3 out of 4 options are 6 or even. Got it? So just divide 3 by 4 and multiply it to the 100. No, 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 no. 5 and 7 are odd numbers. Sorry. You have to look at the even. So you have just one even number, 8. Got it? So it would be 2 over 4 and it would be 50%. Got it? Because you have one option for the even, it would be 8, and like 6 and 8, and you have one, it would be 50%. The correct option is 50%. Okay, you flip a coin. You need to get the probability not heads. Not head means you are getting tail. So the probability of getting head or tail on the coin is 50% chance, like either you get head or either you get tail. You have just two outcomes. Got it? You spin the spinner once. So what is the probability of getting 5 or odd? You have just one odd number. 5 is odd number. Got it? So that means probability is 1 out of 3. You roll a six-sided die. What is the probability of getting odd or the probability of greater than 5? Greater than 5, you have just 6. And the odd ones are the ones that do not divide by the 2. So it would be 1, 3, and 5 are the odd number. It would be 4 over 6. You have 4 options. So when you divide it by the common number, it would be 2 over 3. The correct option is 2 over 3. You have 4 options. 3 of them are the odd numbers and one of them is 5. So it would be 4 over 6. And when you divide them by a common factor, it would be 2 by 3. The correct option is 2 over 3. Okay, you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of not brown? Now, not brown means you have to look at the probability of orange. So, out of 8, out of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, out of 7, 6 of them are orange. So, it would be 6 over 7. The correct option is 6 by 7. Okay, you pick a card at random. What is the probability of yellow or orange? You don't have yellow color here, you just have orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 over 8 and you need to multiply it by the 100. Let me just 7 divided by 8. That would be 87.5%. The correct option is 87.5%. Okay, you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of 7 or greater than 4? It would be 3 over 4 and that would be 85%. Not 85, 75. 3 by 4 is 75%. Okay, you pick a card at random. What is the probability of not even? Not even means odd. You have two odd numbers. Out of the 4 cards, you have 2 out. Odd numbers, 2 odd, 2 even. It would be 50%. You roll a six-sided die. What is the probability of not odd? On the dice, you have 6 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 are even and 3 are odd. So the probability of not odd means probability of even and it would be 50% because 50% of them are even and 50% of them are odd. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. Next lesson is make predictions. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, let's just start with the next lesson. You select a marble without looking and then put it back. If you do this 5 times, what is the best prediction possible for the number of times you will pick a white or orange marble? So the total marbles are 5. Got it? And all of the 5 are orange or white. That means you have, and you did it 5 times. Got it? The probability of getting either orange or mar- uh, 5 is 5 by 5, that means it is 1. You did this 5 times, so that means the best prediction possible is 5 out of 5. Because you need to select from these 5 marbles, you don't have any other color, white or orange. So it would be 5 over 5. You just start with the test questions. You spin a spinner 7 times. What is the best prediction possible for the number of times it will not land on yellow? Not on yellow. So that means you have just two options left. Either they will land on red end or blue. So it would be 2 times. Like 2 times he will land on not yellow. Got it? Okay, if you spin the spinner 8 times, what is the best prediction possible for the number of times it will not land on green? So it will not land on green. So you have just three options because you have three portions are red. So that means the correct option is 3. That means 3 times it will land on the not green. So the correct option is 3. You select a marble without looking and then put it back. You did this 8 times. What is the best prediction possible for the number of times you will pick an orange marble? So you have total 8 marbles. You did 8 times and you have 8 out of 6 are the orange. That means out of the 8, 6 times you will get the orange. Got it? So it would be 6. A factory worker inspected a batch of wooden boxes. They found that 4 were flawed and 16 were not. Considering the data, how many flawed boxes would you expect the inspector to find in the 10 boxes? Like out of the 16, 4 were flawed. Got it? That means out of the 10, 2 were just flawed. Got it? Correct option is 2. You're just predicting the answers, guessing the answers. It would be just 2. If you flip a coin 12 times, what is the best prediction possible for the number of times both coins will land on head? Like at the same times both coins have head. There are 4 outcomes possible. Head on both coin, tails on both coin, head on first, tail on second, and tail on head, head on coin. So the probability of 1 out of 4 is 1 over 4. Like the both land on head, it would be just 1 out of 4. Got it? So you did this how many times? 12 times. So 1 by 4 times 12 is 3. That means only 3 times the coins are exactly both land on head. Both are land on head. Okay, you select a marble without looking and put it back. You did this 10 times. What is the best prediction possible for the number of times you will get the blue marble? So you have only two blue marbles. Got it? You did this 10 times. So that means you have 4 times you will get the blue. Got it? The correct option is 4. Stanley's bagel shop recently sold 8 bagels, of which 4 were raisins bagels. Considering this data, how many of the next 12 bagels sold should you expect to be raisin bagels? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 8. Out of 8 sold, 4 were raisins. That means if you sold 12, half of them would be. That means 6 of them would be raisin bagels. An ice cream store recorded the flavors of its recent cone sales. Considering the data, how many of the next 10 cones sold would you expect to have chocolate ice cream? Because chocolate ice cream is selling more than the other ones. You can see the given data: chocolate ice cream sold 10 times, cookie dough 6, and pistachio 4. That means if for the next time, if the total cones sold are 10, out of the 10, 8 would be the chocolate ice cream. Got it? So the correct option is 8. 5. Oh, probability of chocolate is 1 by 2. Okay, so if this is 10, that means half of them are the chocolate. 5 of them are the chocolate. Okay, you spin the spinner 10 times. What is the best prediction possible for the number of times it will not land on yellow? So that means if it will not land on yellow, it will land on blue. So you spin 10 times. Out of when you spin 5 times, you have one option to land on blue. So when you spin 10 times, you have two options it will land on blue. So the correct option is 2. So the correct option is 2. If you spin the spinner 9 times, what is the best prediction possible that the number of times it will land on green or yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 of the portions that are yellow and green. Got it? That means you have 8 options that it will land on yellow or green. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we're working on grade 8 maths. The chapter we're working on is probability, and the lessons we have covered today are identify independent and dependent events, probability of simple events, probability of opposite mutually exclusive and overlapping events, and the one we just did is make predictions. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.